Hello everybody, they call me Muse, and this is the last hero of Nostalgaia. And I have been a busy boy. I've gathered up some new armor sets and whatnot. So, let's have a look, shall we? I've gathered up all of the welcome set, and I've also gathered all of the haunted set. There was the haunted set, there we go. So, that's both of those gathered together, now we need to remember them. And additionally, I found this when I was poking around the old Orshath village. So it's a different look to the flat point compared to some of the others that we've seen around the place. So I guess we can't just go by purely what they look like to determine whether or not they're flat points. I guess the key is it a place where you've just got a gap that you might be able to shimmy past? And this time the answer is yes, we can shimmy past it. So let's see what's going on, shall we? First and foremost, we have some items. A sliver, a fragment, 4 pieces of tradition. Wow. That's totes amaze balls. And then we've got a cave and a path. You again? Ugh. What is this? Some sort of shrine? Right, remember sword. Aha, so this one's the edge of entropy. The shrine where Hoover transformed. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Pretty cool, roll speed increase and all that. So the chaos of the world had grown unbearable for my hero, so he sought relief from his burdens at the grotto where Hoover himself had been reborn. Hoover transformed into the reservoir of pain when he tried to empathise with the greatest tragedy in Nostalgaia. The martyr had sucked drifting pixels of forgotten void into himself. In that pivotal moment, burdened with the perspective of nothingness, Hoover suffered the realization of what unrelenting agony can lead to: oblivion. Hoover's body flattened, but his resolve deepened. The only way to completely end suffering for the world was to end change. The only way to end change was to end potential. Hoover could not suck the potential out of every instance of creation, because Nostalgaia's heart recreated eternally. In this dilemma, the reservoir of pain discovered his purpose. He would use this hammer, stern glare, to smash into the heart itself. There, all memory, all experience could be unburdened within his martyrous maw. So is that how the heart got damaged, which led to all the events of the game? My master eventually found the reservoir of pain, was, I assume, unburdened. He had abandoned me before the encounter, walking away with his shield on his back. Is that a reference to a shield that we already have? Or something along those lines? We've got an unburdened one, for sure. Which we don't know anything about. Although, look at that, defense 75.60001. Very strange. But either way, we've remembered that edge of entropy now. Still need to remember this one in NPC City, so we probably missed that up on the rooftop somewhere. The Servant's Shield. The memory's location is known by a relic whose memory was found in Warlock's Wild. So yeah, that's what's going on with the old mystery ones in the compendium. Is that they are relating to one another. So Stern Glare's memory is known by the edge of entropy, so I guess that's at the heart of Nostalgaia. But yeah, the Servant's Shield is known by a relic whose memory is found in Warlock's Wild. And then we've got a few that are known by undiscovered relics. And that one is known by a relic whose memory lingers in Orshath village. But if we take a look quickly at the sword, which one was it? The Sword of Service. Yeah, that's the one that's linked to the shield, I think. So it's talking about Connect, aka Link. He rallied Luviani's Easy Makers upon the precipice above the sunken abyss of Leisure Lake. So maybe that is where we're looking, on the precipice above Leisure Lake, but we don't know where Leisure Lake is yet, so that's a bit of a flaw in any particular plans we might
Suffering
have.
begets only suffering. My burden of doubt is gone. I will save you from yourself, Painbringer.
Would you care to explain yourself? Well, I mean, you've already explained yourself. You're pro Reservoir of Pain. So, yeah.
Pain Bringer.
Bam! There we go, that's Lady Sko's questline finished. So, what have we just gained? We've gained her blade, which is unburdened, of course, because I guess she was given it by the Reservoir of Pain, wasn't she? So he would have unburdened it before he gave it to her. And we've got back the armor set, I think. So let's see how that compares, shall we? So, that one was 7.1. That was quite heavy. Yeah, it looks like they're all sorted by weight. So Haunted set and Civilization set are the heaviest ones that we can get. Haunted is a good heavy one for source protection, and Civilization is a heavy one for degradation protection. Now, I think we're going to be remembering Haunted soon, so I might wear that in a bit, so I might not put Civilization on now. It's been fun changing armor sets on the reg, but let's see what's down this way, shall we? Is this going to lead back to that one gate in Orshaft, which we'd not yet opened? It is! It finally leads back to this mysterious gate. Fantastic. But we've also got to go and speak to our smith, because we've just picked up some pieces of tradition so we can finally level up our weapon a bit more. Wasn't really a surprise that we had to kill Sko. It's pretty much Souls-like Quest Giver 101. We'll probably have to fight Nero and Blade at some point. I don't know.
Crafts decay, but craftsmanship is eternal.
So, what can you do for us, friend Smith? Where's our legionary? There it is. We can't afford that. So we've got the pieces of tradition, but yeah, we need 4,000 memory.
The hero.
So let's get ourselves some extra memory, shall we? Yeah, Smith Friend is very confident nowadays, which is nice. Oh, and there we go, Master Sword. So we've fully upgraded our weapon. So we can upgrade. We can afford to upgrade 2 or 3 weapons, I think, at least 2, with all the slivers and pieces and whatnot.
The hammer serves the hero always.
So I'll have to bear that in mind on future playthroughs. But now, where do we want to go? I think I know where the Haunted set was going to be remembered. So that's probably a good next bet. The Welcome set is back in Hall of Heroes. So maybe we go remember the Haunted set next. And then we work our way back to the heart of Nostalgaia. And then, let's see, we've got nothing down in the depths that needs remembering right now. We have also got... Oh, it's Loot Heroes loot, isn't it? Yeah, you can see the colours at the top of the... Well, I suppose you call it the shaft, but you could also call it the fretboard. So yeah, we need to go back to Festival Row and remember Loot Heroes loot at some point. That's the only thing in that general direction that needs remembering though, isn't it? Oh yeah, and the meditation place for the memory saber could potentially be that room full of flowers that we found in NPC City. So we might have a look at that. And then we got a bunch of stuff in Start of Sequence, which is where we're going to end up returning to. So next stop is going to be where we can remember the Haunted set. And so let's see, 5 of our relics can be remembered ahead. Well, 4 of them is the Haunted Armor set for sure. Ah, it didn't work. I was trying to do the old flat counter because I'm pretty sure we've still not done any of those at any point. But I don't know if you have to time it or if you just press it as soon as the red icon appears. We've still not worked it out. She was always carried across the threshold of that tentacled maw, but this time she never returned. That tentacled maw has to be Cthulhu face down here, surely. I do wonder if we're going to get in there at some point. I feel like probably is the answer. And yeah, there we go. Haunted set is remembered here. Pretty standard looking knight armor set. So, when the heir would be kidnapped during the celebrations in Festivity Row, it initiated the final jaunt for the current hero. They symbolise the inheritance of legacy and the potential of co-creating something new. The last time they were taken, they were a princess waiting to be rescued by a knight with an eager pipe. She never returned. The monarch looks out longingly from his balcony, and the NPCs who wore me and my kin were overcome by his grief. The kingdom fell to chaos, and the implements of the crown fell to haunted dreams. Such ran the gauntlet of Nostalgaia long before the Great Forgetting. So there might be a princess somewhere behind there who is never returned because the pipe player didn't do his job properly. But let's have a look, shall we? 66% load right now. But if we wear the full set, then we're suddenly up to 81%. But we look cool. I mean, our body's kind of shining through the legs a bit, by the look. And we're back to heavy rolling. But nonetheless, it looks pretty cool. So, next stop would be the Heart of Nostalgaia itself, I think. Let's just double check the compendium, because it did mention that there were 5 things we had to remember in Orshaft, but we don't appear to have any left in Orshaft, so I guess the 5th one must be a mystery one. So it's not the irrelevant well, actually, maybe it's the irrelevant appendage. Yeah, it could potentially be any of them, really. I guess we'll have to press on, and when we find more relics, it might reveal those mysteries to us. Now, let's just double check. And we still haven't got 50 things remembered, though. We've got 49, so we haven't got the increased damage. But we are about to remember number 50, I think, so all is well there. Oh, hello.
Leave me. Leave me.
Nothing to say, Vengeance. Well, I'm not even sure why you're here. So, maybe all is well. Either way, let's pop down to the heart and see if we can't remember Stern Glare. Still not looking particularly well down there, but some memories floating in and out. Yeah, we were right. There we go. Hoover's hammer. So my wielder, Hoover, could not give himself to the heart of Nostalgaia. Had he tried to end his hero's journey there, he would have been reabsorbed into the broken cycles of the world. To become the receptacle of all memory himself, he had to physically enter that space. So, he began smashing the ornamentation that flows to and from the heart. The sacred pedestal cracked and bent under my heft. The heart was too constricted. So the heart had to become receptive again. Those who blocked it had to be removed. So he tried to smash his way into the heart, but he couldn't because it had been blocked by Mercutio and the others, I guess. He'd rally heroes to himself, find the other masters who sought to ease the world's pain and use them to remove the Great Ones. Then the heart would be open to him and he would unburden everything. So does he want me to be destroying all these Great Ones? I guess he does. I mean, we're going to destroy all the Great Ones anyway, because it's the right thing to do. But then maybe we'll have to just destroy him as well. Which I'm fine with, to be honest, because he's an awful pink blob. So next stop is 1, potentially 2, things to be remembered in the Hall of Heroes. And then we should probably make our way back to NPC City. because again we may have some remembering to do over there. Still this door, which hasn't been opened yet in Hall of Heroes. So we'll have to figure out what that's all about at some point. But yeah, next stop is the staging area. So 2 of our relics can be remembered here. So yeah, that'll be the shield and the memory saver. But is one of them remembered in here? Yes, good. Saves me having to come back here yet again. It's a strength sword. That surprises me. My wielder meditated to access the truth of Nostalgaia. The almighty inspiration had always been treated as set dressing, a thematic archetype merely used for props, but purposeless led many NPCs and heroes to try and grasp the ungraspable. So they formed cults and whatnot, to try and get some meaning out of life. The institutions they formed were abominations. So the hero of this memory saber retreated from the masses, and to access the flow of memory, she believed, was to commune with the fabric which inspiration wove. The boundary between source and Nostalgaia blurred. For my hero, I think she crossed through it. Curious. But yeah, I'm surprised that's a strength weapon. Oh, yes. A blade of pure memory. It's quick. We could probably upgrade it, you know. Give it a strength scroll and various bits. But I don't know, we've stuck with the Le Generic for so long now that it's kind of a shame that some things you can't get till later in the game like this. And then you kind of think, I could use it, but I've invested so much in this other thing now. Maybe if we come across a smith and we got some spare memory and we got all the bits we need, which I think we probably have, then maybe we'll consider upgrading that and giving it a go. But for now, let's head back to the welcome room, where 4 of our relics can be remembered. So this is where the welcome host would reside, where we initially came into the world. Remember that all those episodes ago? When we were naked and feeble. But now we're not. Now we've got fancy gear and everything. So, there's the welcome uniform. Do we have to stand behind the desk? Or do we have to stand further in? Ah, here we go. Yep. Pretty stylish set of gear. Let's just check those stats actually. 21. So yeah, it's quite a bit lower than the heavier sets. Fancy attire for greeting new hero spawns. So heroes are welcomed with the tip of a hat and a subservient bow. One time, a genuine hero even shook the hand within me. Ooh. That excited my wearer so much that he farted. He never washed me again. Fair enough. When Mercutio abandoned the great ritual, most NPCs welcomed the reign of their eternal hero. They were free from a servitude they had not reflected upon, but without purpose, discontent soon emerges. And so victims of the inevitable degradation were divided. Some blamed the heroes, some looked to them for salvation. The easy makers, I guess. Though many anti-heroes and easy makers had once been friends, bound through a shared love, easy makers' attempt to maintain the tutorialization in the startup sequence was seen as a profound betrayal of their fellow NPCs. So that lad up there was an easy maker. And yeah, he got strung up. They weren't pleased. So, one more stop to make, I think. Which would be the rooftops of NPC City, just to see what's going on around there. maybe there's something of merit. At least running past all these buggers is good practice for if I ever do the speedrun chief to complete the game within 5 hours. Very clearly not happened here because we've already spent more than 10 on it. Plus I've gone the wrong way there. What a surprise. So yeah, I feel like I'm going to need multiple playthroughs if I ever want to complete the game in less than 5 hours because it's a maze. It really is. It's amazing. It's also a maze. Now, how does one quickly get back to NPC City? I feel like going through this door to our right is part of the answer, perhaps. Excuse me, gentlemen, can I just take you out, please? Whoop, camera. Now, we're going to have to kill Crossbow now, aren't we? Yeah. There we go. So yeah, this door... Did this door lead us directly to the start of sequence, or did it lead us to NPC City? We're not even seeing damage numbers when we kill people now, because we're just one-shotting them all. But that's what strength builds are all about, I feel. Big wompy bonks that just one-shot things. Wompy bonks, that'd be a good name for a character. We're back in NPC City. We are also backed by our friend, the Master Smith. So maybe we do level up this memory saber a bit. Well, we've got a few bits of memory about our person.
Before and after, the work goes on.
He's a noble chap. There we go. So I think it's maxed out now. So what are we dealing with our current weapon? 1129 at the moment. Whereas the memory saber would be much quicker to swing. It deals 591, so about half as much. But yeah, significantly quicker. Is level 5, it's got the strength stat on it. And yeah, attribute bonus, strength, max. So it couldn't get any more strengthy if it tried, maybe? Whereas the generic is at 5.8. Not sure why max shows up on that one or not, but hey ho. Let's give it a spin while we go for a stroll through the city. So yeah, as expected, it two-shots things rather than one. But it's so much quicker. Now, how do you feel about it? Oh, of course, we got a bit of luck, didn't we? So, if we invested more heavily in luck, this would be a pretty cool weapon for us. Because faster swings is better for luck, because more crits. But we didn't really put a lot into luck. Maybe it's worth doing it. No. Because how much are we getting out of additional strength? It's not scaling us up that much more at this point. Let's try these rooftops and see if we can't remember our shield somewhere. There was a flat point up here. Flat points often lead to memory spots. Here we go. Also, we still haven't figured out how to open that door down there. I wonder if it's just a case of throw ourselves off this roof. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. Yep. Neatly ordered blocks of Tetronymos. That is the spot. One feels. So it's 100% source as well on this shield. The followers of Eve. Eve was the one who discovered Glitch, weren't they? The followers of Eve sought to create a new reality to build personal metaphysics that rose above the mundanity of humdrum menial lives. Many of their adherents discovered that their completely new worlds needed pre-existing ones for their foundations. Often the case. While redesigning the very fabric and order of existence, my makers ran out of scavenged building bricks, so they settled on making me to block out reality instead. Yeah, you often need new things to build on for the old ones. Now the stability is at 75.6001 again. What is that number all about? Why is that happening? Is that just a bug or what? Who knows? But yeah, 100% source protection seems pretty useful actually. So mayhap we equip that shield until we need the degradation protection for some reason. It does look pretty cool. And now the next question would be, can we safely drop down there? It doesn't even look like we can drop down there at all though. How else otherwise do we get into that bit with the gate and all, basically everything that's over there? Is that something that we'll come across when we leave sequence or what? Because yeah, it's a big old pile of dead peeps down there. But yeah, I don't see any way of dropping down into that area from over here, which is a shame because that's something else I wanted to look at to see whether or not we could do it. Although also, yeah, there's actual bricks down there in that room, so that should have been a clue to me as well. But hey ho, I think we've discovered pretty much everything we can right now. So now we'll walk back to where we were up to in the start sequence. Well, we've still got 5 things that can be remembered. We got ourselves new armour, new shield, new sword, and after an episode of largely backtracking and remembering, next time we're going to put them all to good use. Thanks for watching, friends.